There's a thin line between love and hate. They say marriage is forever, but nobody talks about when forever becomes a death sentence. In our neighborhood, everyone knew him as Martin. We called him radio without battery because he never ran out of gossip. No secret past his ears. If you sneeze in your own room, Martin will hear it and tell the whole street. He didn't go to school, but he acted like he knew everything. And maybe he did. At least everything about other people's businesses. But whispers followed him too. People say he often go to a cheap hotel down the road, bringing home different women like they were souvenirs. That was what he was known to do all the time. But time, as they say, waits for no man. His youthful energy began to fade. And one day, Martin surprised everyone. He traveled back to his village in Kogi State and returned home with a wife. Her name was Janet. She was beautiful, not loud or flashy. She was soft, gentle, shy, always greeting everyone, including elders and young ones, her eyes mostly fixed on the ground. But there was one thing, Janet struggled with English. It made her feel alone sometimes, especially in our noisy neighborhood, where everyone had something to say. In the beginning, their marriage was sweet. Martin, the once reckless man, suddenly looked responsible. He was calm, focused, even happy. And when God blessed them with twins, their joy seemed complete. But life has a cruel way of testing people. The company where Martin worked was closed down without warning. Just like that, the man who used to brag about his job became another unemployed. Bills piled up, plenty of mouths to feed. Martins bought a motorbike and started riding Okada, a job that barely kept them afloat. But Janet, watching her children cry of hunger every night, knew she couldn't fold her arms. She started selling food in front of their house. Small chops, vegetables, anything just to survive. The stress of waking up early morning, cooking and serving customers, and still caring for her twins began to take a toll on her and began to steal her glow. Her once smooth skin turned rough, the sparkle in her eyes faded. The Janet who arrived like sunshine now looked like someone drained in endless rain. Martin noticed. Instead of helping, he became bitter, angry. The sweet husband turned into a volcano, erupting at the slightest thing, always angry. Their fight grew louder every night, spilling into the street. Neighbors watched, the twins watched, and they cried day and night. At night, when the world was quiet, Janet had screamed the loudest. She felt trapped. Her body was tired, her mind was tired, her spirit was tired. One evening, she came to our house. I remember her sitting with my mother. Her voice was shaking as she spoke. "Mama, wouldn't it be easier if he disappeared?" she whispered. Her eyes were red, not from tears, but from pains. "Sometimes I wish he would just maybe have an accident or fall sick and never recover from it. At least then I can breathe," she said quietly. My mother's heart nearly stopped. She begged Janet to leave or seek guidance before the worst could happen. But where would she go? She had no parent, no savings, no education. Her younger siblings depend on her. And the twins, they were too young to be dragged into uncertainty. Janet was stuck like a bird with wings but no sky to fly. Days turned into weeks. The fights continued. The smile disappeared completely. And then the news broke one morning. The entire neighborhood buzzed with whispers louder than radio. Martin and Janet were found dead in their bed. No wounds, no struggle. Just gone like a candle quietly snuffed out in the dark. A note was found beside them, written in shaky handwriting. Janet explained her pain, her fear if she left, her children would suffer, her despair that life offered her no way out. And in the dark corner of her mind, she made a choice, a tragic, irreversible choice. She poisoned both herself and Martin. Just like that, 2 lives ended, and 2 innocent children were left in cold arms of fate. Orphans, scared by love that turned poisonous. Their story haunted us. It was no longer a gossip. It was a mirror showing how quickly love can turn into hate, and how silence can grow into a deadly scream. Moral lesson. Dear readers, let this pain-filled story sink deep. Marriage is not an achievement if it steals your peace. Women and men must understand that staying in a toxic hole is not bravery. Sometimes the real courage is walking away when things go south. Don't wait until anger turns into hatred. Don't Don't wait until desperation leads you down that dark path you would never return from. Also, every woman, every person must have a plan B. Learn a skill, get something that put food on your table. Even when the world crumble around you, never put your entire life into someone else's hand, all in the name of marriage. If Janet had her own strength, maybe she could have left. Maybe she could have started fresh with her twins. Maybe this story would have ended up with hope, not tragedy. But now, 2 children carry the weight of their parents' choices. Their little hearts will grow with questions and scars that may never fully heal. Call to action. Let us teach our daughters, sisters, and even our sons that their worth is not tied to marriage. Their peace matters. Their lives matters. And if you're in a toxic relationship right now, don't stay silent. Seek help. Walk away before it turns into hate and regret. Because sometimes there's a thin line between love and hate. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Stanley Chooks, aka Advance, aka Pink, the Fine Boy.